Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about standard form, which is just another form of a linear equation. So standard form looks like this. ax plus by is equal to c. Now let's talk a little bit about what standard form tells us. So directly from the equation, it's not like slope-intercept form where something is our slope and something is our y-intercept. However, we need to work our way through getting that information. So the first thing that standard form could help us find is our slope, which is found by doing negative a, so that's this a right here, divided by b. So we get whatever number's in a and we divide it by whatever number is in b. The second thing that standard form tells us is our x-intercept, which is found by doing c, which is this right, the number that's there, divided by a, which is this number right here. And then finally, it tells us our y-intercept, which is found by doing c divided by b. So these are what we call shortcuts to standard form. Now, if you struggle with memorizing, I'm also going to show you what are different ways to find the following information without having to memorize specific formulas. So if you're good at memorizing, use whatever's on the top. If you're not good at memorizing, use what I'm going to do down here, okay? So to find my slope, I'm going to rewrite the equation in slope-intercept form. I'm going to rewrite my equation in slope-intercept form. And basically, in other words, I'm going to solve for y. Now, in order to find my x-intercept, well, remember that your x-intercept is always when y is 0. So in order to find your x-intercept, all you're going to do is you're going to plug 0 into y. And then for your y-intercept, all you're going, remember that it's just 0 comma y. It's always when x is 0. So you're going to plug 0 into x. So now, remember, if you're good at memorizing, just follow the shortcuts. And if you feel like you struggle with memorization, we're going to use these little hacks at the bottom. Okay? So let's work on some examples. Now, the first thing that they want us to do is to convert this to slope-intercept form. So first I'm going to do this using my shortcuts, and then I'm going to use the second method that I taught you guys. Let me make space for both those things. Here I'm going to do my shortcuts. Here I'm going to do the method, which is to solve for y. So first I'm going to use my shortcuts. Remember that slope is found by doing negative a divided by b. Well, a I see is 2 because it's whatever's next to x, and b is 3 because it's what's next to y. So my slope would be negative 2 over 3. And then I need my y-intercept because remember that slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So I need my slope. So I just found my slope. Now I need to find my y-intercept. So my y-intercept is found by doing c divided by b. So c is what's by itself on the other side of my equal sign. So therefore, my c is equal to 6 and my b is equal to 3. So I'm going to write this as 6 over 3, which could be simplified by dividing 6 divided by 3, which is 2. Therefore, so now I'm going to plug it into slope-intercept form, which will just be y equals negative 2 over 3x plus 2. Now let's practice solving for y. So I'm going to rewrite my equation, which is 2x plus 3y is equal to 6. And now I'm going to solve for y. So I'm going to simply subtract 2x from both sides, and I'm going to rewrite this as 3y equals 6 minus 2x, and then I'm going to divide everything by 3, and I get y equals 2 minus 2 over 3x. But remember that x always goes first in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to rewrite this as y equals negative 2 over 3x plus 2. And just like that, both methods give me the same exact answer. So whichever one that you feel more comfortable using, well, that's what you should go ahead and use. But now let's graph it. So first I'm going to graph my y-intercept, which is 2. So 2, and then I'm going to go down 2 and to the right, 1, 2, 3. Down 2 and to the right, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to go the opposite, up 2 and to the left, 1, 2, 3. Up 2 and to the left, 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to draw my line. And that's it. Now let's recap finding my x and y intercepts. So remember, there's two ways to find x and y intercepts. I'm going to do it the shortcut way, and I'm going to do it using our methods. So the shortcut way is that, remember, our x-intercept, which I'm going to just write int for short, is found by dividing c divided by a. So c in this case is always a number that's by itself, which is 12. And a is whatever number is in front of x, which is 3. So I could simply rewrite this as 12 over 3, which is the same thing as dividing 12 divided by 3, which is 4. And then my y-intercept could be found by dividing c by b. c is 12 and b is 4. So therefore I'm going to divide 12 divided by 4, and I would get 3. Therefore my x-intercept is 4 and my y-intercept is 3. And written as points, these would be 4, 0, and 0, 3. And that's what we're going to use now in the second method, where basically I'm going to grab my equation, 3x plus 4y is equal to 12. And I'm going to use the information that I know. For example, my x-intercept is when y is 0. So I'm going to simply replace in my equation y with 0, and I'm going to solve for x. 4 times 0 is just 0, so I get 3x equals 12. And then I'm going to divide by 3, and I get x is equal to 4. And then for my y-intercept, it's when x is 0, so I'm going to replace x with 0, and then I'm going to solve for y. 3 times 0 is 0, for y equals 12. I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides, and I get y is equal to 3. And just like that, both methods give me the same exact answer. And that's it. That's how to work with standard form.